At what point did you realize at 10 years old that you were going to have a baby?
My mother was concerned. My stomach wasn't getting big, but it was hard.
Wow.
And she kept trying to make me do exercises and things of that nature, thinking that I was just gaining weight. So
I definitely want to know, like, just how her her mother didn't know. I wonder, was it her father? But I just want to know how her mother didn't know. Yo, man, what's going on, y'all boys, man? You already know what time it is, man. We back again with another crazy video. You know what I'm saying? This video has been getting sent to me a lot. I'm not too sure what it's about, but a lot of people been sending me about them. Was like, man, bro, man, you need to check this out. Like, honestly, this is pretty sad and toxic. You know what I'm saying? So you need to go and do a reaction to this. Like, it's more sad than like your beard right now. I know my beard is real flimsy. I'm tired of people commenting to me some, dang, bro, where your beard? My beard is up under here. The thing is, it's just silky right now. I got a silk press perm and a relaxing in this mug right now, so it's just moving around like this. So don't get no bright ideas, but nah, all jokes aside, people saying that this video was honestly heartbreaking, and they sent it to me and they wanted me to give my honest input and reaction on how I feel about listening to this, man. But I think this is a episode of Judge Rhonda Wills. I know a lot of y'all know her. I think she's like the divorce court. She does a lot of different things too. I think like the maternity court. She deals a lot. You know, it's kind of like Judge Mathis. Here and there, they're throwing different things, but we finna go to get into the reaction video right now. So make sure if y'all boys enjoy this reaction video, that you smash the like button, comment, and subscribe for your boy, man. And let's see what this video have in tune for us today. Let's get this video to 10,000 likes, and let's also follow the boy on Discord, man, because you know we getting live, you know we getting lit. Let's get it. Let's go.
Apart, and you and your mom are 10 years apart in age?
Yes, we are.
Patricia, you were 10 years old when you had your daughter?
yes, Judge Rhonda, I was 10 years old. I was a victim.
Wow. So that was somewhat of a hook sentence, and that's honestly sad to hear that this woman had to experience and, giving birth at a very young age, as far as 10 years old. That is wild. I don't think I ever heard of anything like that, and that's honestly sad, but let's hear her story, and just hopefully, like it wasn't, hopefully she made a mistake, and hopefully it wasn't nothing like, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like they just sick, man. Like 10 years old is wild, bro. And I spoke too soon. I apologize. Let me replay that, y'all. I'm gonna just shut up right now.
I was a victim of I was also threatened that if I told anybody, he would kill my family.
Wow.
So I just kept it a secret, thinking that maybe it would just be over. But I was pregnant and didn't know it until 2 weeks before she was born.
Wow. She didn't know she was pregnant until 2 weeks before she was born. At 10, I could see that though. At 10 years old, if she's like, you know what I'm saying, like overweight for a child. But I would have thought like normally when you're a child at that age that they, when you get checkups and you go to doctors, if she was going to a doctor, that they normally would tell you things like that. Like, oh, your child is looking like this or your child is seeming like that. But the fact that she was a victim of an assault, like it just is wild. And she didn't know until she was 2 weeks before she had a child. Like her parents, like whoever was taking care at the time definitely needs to be held accountable for some sick stuff like this, because that is sad.
At what point did you realize at 10 years old that you were going to have a baby?
My mother was concerned. My stomach wasn't getting big, but it was hard.
Wow. And
she kept trying to make me do exercises and things of that nature, thinking that I was just gaining weight. So
I definitely want to know, like, just how her mother didn't know. I wonder, was it her father? But I just want to know how her mother didn't know.
And I didn't lose the weight. She took me to the doctor to see what was going on. And that's when he told her that Sharita would be here in 2 weeks.
Wow.
What was your reaction to that as a 10-year-old?
I really didn't know what to feel. Being 10, I was just trying to be 10. Wow. Never even fathomed what it would be like to be a mom.
What did your mother do about this situation?
We did press charges on the person after I finally told him what happened. He was arrested my senior year for a traffic ticket. They picked him up and the rape charge was still there.
Have you seen him since?
No,
Did Sharita ever meet him?
she's never met him.
This is one of the saddest things I have ever heard, and I can't even fathom. As a 10-year-old little girl, you going through something like this.
And that's how I feel too, man. Like, just as a 10-year-old, like, how do you explain that to your child growing up? Like, how do you explain to your child who her father is? How do you explain to your child, like, why she would never be able to meet her father? You know, like, how do you explain to your friends as a 13, 14, 15, like, she went throughout the entire high school with everybody knowing that she had a kid. And on top of everybody knowing that she had a kid, I'm positive she was questioned. I'm positive everybody looked at her weird. Her family looked at her weird. And also, like, the person didn't get caught until 8 years later when she was a senior in high school. Like, her child was 8. And that's just wild.
So, raising Sharita, how did that work?
My mother and my sister pretty much stepped in since I was so young. Our relationship as mother and daughter really didn't start until she was probably about 16.
So, Patricia, the way that your family dealt with this situation was for your mom to pretend that she was Sharita's mother?
Yes.
Wow.
So, Sharita, how old were you when you found out?
I was 12 when I found out, you know, that she was actually my mom. But I've always been around her. And it's like they kind of raised us as sisters. Not like I pick up the phone and be like, hey, Mom, you know, it's just Pat and I'm Sharita. And I think that they thought that was a good thing to do. But once I found out, like, it caused issues for me because I was just like, okay, well, what was wrong with me that she didn't want me?
Now that I understand that too, and that's what I was going to say as well. Like, I feel like that's a pretty tough situation to be in just as a child. But I feel like that I hope that they were able to talk about it to get some type of understanding, because I was just going to say I'm positive that that's what she's feeling like. You know, and back to touch on just even about the 8 years, like, her child grew up and was probably wondering, like, you know, what's going on. But the fact that they kept that from the child, which is, I understand why, you know what I'm saying, just because possibly of how weird and how, you know, traumatic it was just for her as a kid. Like, she's 10 years old. Like, as a child, I'm positive that as a mother is going to say the same thing, like, no, this is going to be my child. Like, you let them know if anybody asks that this is my kid, that's your sister. Like, as a kid, you're not finna sit here and be like, no, that's my kid. Like, no, like, you're going to live like that most likely because you're trusting the guidance of your mother, especially when you're going through a traumatic situation like that, having a kid at 10. But I understand where the child is coming from as well, like, you know, but hopefully she understands now, you know.
So at the end of the day, I think I was just mad at everybody for just not being honest.
So when you were 12, how did you find out?
My grandmother, she just blurted it out.
What did she say?
She was like, you know, Pat, your mother. And I just really didn't know what to say or do, you know. So I just really started having a lot of behaviors. You know, as I got older, I just was rebellious. I didn't want to listen to nobody because I didn't trust nobody. I still have trust issues to a certain extent to this day.
So, Patricia, did you know that your mother was going to tell Sharita?
No, because I was always told not to.
Who told you not to tell her?
You know, my dad was different. My dad wanted her to know who I was. My dad wanted me to raise her. My dad wanted me to do what I was supposed to do. My mom wanted to hide it because I think she was kind of embarrassed about the situation, but it wasn't my fault, and there was nothing I could do about it. And that's the reason why the relationship between me and Sharita is so strained.
When you were 10 years old and this happened to you, how old was the man that you?
He was 25.
Oh.
He kind of asked me to go upstairs to get his cigarettes. So when I went upstairs, I went into the room, and when I turned around, he was there. He hit me in my head, knocked me on the bed, and took advantage of me. And then he told me that if I had told anybody, he would kill my mom.
Wow.
So I kept my mouth closed, hoping that that's the last time I would see him.
So Sharita, at some point, once you became an adult, did you become closer with your mom?
I've tried to. I think we've had moments where we, you know, been okay, and we've had moments where we have not been okay, like this one.
Wow. I'm gonna give my input in. Now, like I told y'all just throughout the duration of the video when we was watching, you know, like I can only imagine how traumatic it has been just for this young woman in general, just having to grow up with just knowing that she brought life into this world at a young age, you know, and just as a man, it's really only so much I can really speak on because I know just, you know, this probably would have been something I would have, you know, asked my fiance to come in and just give me input on about as far as like how, you know, it's difficult for, you know, a man because it's so much situations that happen like this, just even for like women. I try to speak as far as what I think I could feel, but I don't think just even as men, I don't think that we really understand just how like, you know, difficult it can be for a woman to just always be in situations like this. Also too, like just for example, like women get sexualized a lot just even at a very young age. You know, like you can't dress a certain way or because a grown man would be, you know, just looking at you the wrong way. Like it's just weird just to know, like, even if y'all see like a lot of the things in school, because me growing up in school, it's a lot of stuff that girls couldn't wear because of the perverted kids or the perverted teachers that went to my school. You know, it kind of seemed like that they put a lot of stipulations on the women and what they used to wear at our school because of other perverts, you know, and the fact that they didn't even show any urgency, you know what I'm saying? Like urgency about this stuff, and got him 8 years later, knowing dang well where he probably worked at, where he lived at, where he resided at, because he had to renew his license. He had to live, he had to work. So the fact that they knew everything and they just, you know, brushed that stuff off to the side as far as him taking advantage of a 10-year-old girl. You know what I'm saying? Taking advantage of a 10-year-old girl that's honestly sick, you know, but y'all let me know y'all honest thoughts and opinions down below on this, man. Like I said, there's only so much I can just say, just even as a male, because like on the outside looking in, I do see a lot where, you know, women get sexualized in a lot of senses to where it's not even in their control. You know, and they try to control it, but you're trying to control the wrong thing when you should go to the problem. I feel like if they go towards the problem, which is be a lot of the men, then a lot of situations will get solved. You know, I feel like that they possibly wouldn't even believe in this little girl. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just weird, man. Man, I don't know, man. If you ever been a victim of something like this, man, I genuinely pray for you, because I can only just imagine just, you know, living through an experience like that and having to replay it every day in your head, especially when it's something that triggers it, you know. But y'all let me know y'all honest thoughts and opinions on this down below, man, and make sure y'all boys enjoy this reaction video, that you smash the like button. Also, it will help just rank the video a lot more. Y'all subscribe and turn on the post notifications to get notified when the boy posts another video, man. And also, if y'all really want to, shoot, y'all can come follow me on Discord too, because you know we getting live and you know we getting lit over there, man. And let's get it, let's go.